I've also marked out the highest point in the reserve. I'm up there at least once a month. It's the perfect getaway when I want to have a man date with myself. I'll pack my favorite cheeses, some savory pastries, and maybe a beverage, and head out there to survey the lands under my care. A spiritual power trip, really. Do you want to know my top 3 cured meats of all time? Graavilohi, which is cured salmon, and kuivaliha, or any jerky, and jamon iberico. You know, iberico is really nice, but I don't eat it very often, so maybe it's not good to have it on my top list. I'll change iberico to bacon. Bacon always works. These lakes and streams have salmon, pike, perch, rainbow trout, and how do you say this fish? Kuha. It's like the mix of the pike and perch. Yes, Zander. Finland is really top of the notch for fishing. I've got a few pikes in the lake you're walking past right now. They were like 14 kilos or 30 pounds. It could have been the same one, since I always release the pike we catch. I don't know about you, but I think they are not very good to eat. My kids prefer salmon, so we usually fish for that when looking for Tuesday dinner. For the fish and chips person, there is also cod, out in the archipelago. Or other whitefish like halibut and flounder. You should come by the house. I'll cook fish and chips. I think you will like my batter. I use a secret ingredient in it. Because, you know, you have to respect the batter for good fish and chips. Here we are, and just in time for a break. We are building a new sauna out here. Not a lot of things beat having a nice sauna bath close to a lake. Have you ever had the opportunity to try a sauna? If not, there is no better place than here. I can't begin to tell you how much I love a sauna. Not just because it's relaxing, but I have so many memories from my childhood. I remember my brothers and I having snowball fights during our sauna breaks. The last time we had a snowball fight, I remember I slid on an icy patch and fractured my tailbone. I think I was 8 years old. There are just so many good things about the sauna. The nakedness, the connection to nature, and how it allows you to center yourself, and how sacred that is. I don't know who said it, but it truly is a church of nature. I actually proposed to my partner after a sauna. She said no, but somehow we ended up together anyway. Guess the nakedness helped. If you feel like trying it out, go ahead. I've marked the location on your Hunter mate. Is a mountain hare still a mountain hare when it's not in the mountains? In snow or weather fair, here or there, I find mountain hare. Oh, it seems the construction guys aren't finished with installing the heater. The rocks there need to be placed on the heater. Do you mind doing it? These rocks are what is usually used in saunas. It's called diabase or dolerite. It's suitable because it's odorless, it's cut to the correct size, and doesn't crack because of heat. A form of diabase was used to build Stonehenge. Isn't that neat? How different cultures find use for the same material. We use it to get hot, they use it as a monolithic calendar. There is also a bird's whisk on the wall there if you want. It smells wonderful. Go ahead, place the rocks on the heater and the sauna will be ready. How did you like it? Maybe I will join next time. I will bring sausage and something to drink. This is one of my favorite places on the Blue Trail. These two lakes are kept from one another by a little stretch of land. They only meet when it rains. It's a romantic tragedy of nature. I've read a few times that Finland is at the top of lists that rank happiness. And I think I'm at the top of the list of Finns when I'm in places like this. You know, it's not only the beauty, it's the way nature shapes this landscape without any real end goal in mind. It's incidental beauty. Or to think about it in another way, is it perceived as beautiful by anything other than humans? What factors have made us appreciate this? Does a monkey climb a tree only to pick the fruit? Or does he also take a second to appreciate the view? The way nature fits it all together is funny to me. Have you heard the quote from Edison? I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Describing his method for creating something is perhaps close to how evolution works. Nature needed countless mutations to create a thing that contemplates how many times it needs to create another thing. I wonder if you could call Edison's various attempts as him using his imagination and creativity. Could you then call nature's evolution and mutation as a manifestation of its creativity? But is evolution's creativity like a child painting or like an inventor finding ways that don't work? I think I need a long walk to think about this some more. I don't know what I like more about the hazel grouse. The crest of plumage that makes it look rock and roll, or the feathers around its feet that makes it look like it has little boots on. I've seen a lot of brown bears to the north of here. There are rumors of a great big unique looking bear in the region. I have never seen it myself, and I'm not sure if it's true or not. Maybe you could go and check it out. You know, in old Finnish mythology, the bear is a very sacred animal. We say karhu in Finland. When a bear was harvested, a great feast was held in its honor, and part of the celebrations was about convincing the bear spirit it had died by accident and not been killed. This was done so that the bear spirit would not try to seek revenge. Afterward, the community would help the bear spirit return to the forest so they would continue to be game in the future. For other communities, the bear was a son of a god and was symbolically married to a maiden to make a bear god happy. Waking up on a Wednesday and hearing the good news, you're being married to a grizzly today. Have you written your vows? We might not have a lot in common with ancient people, but hunting and celebrating the harvest is something we've been doing for many millennia. That emotion and activity ties us directly to the hunters that came before us. You know, it takes a while to sink in. You are doing and feeling the same exact thing hunters 5,000 years ago might have felt. The capercaillie has such a unique mating call. But don't get too close, they can be very aggressive during mating season. The last ice age created a lot of amusing landmarks on the Finnish landscape. I've marked their location on your hunter mate so you can check them out. Apart from natural landmark visiting, I recommend you to check them out if you happen to be close to one of them. I think if the lynx was as gentle as a house cat, that they would be in every home. Are you more of a dog person? I like both. Just northeast of here, up the cliff is a lookout tower. This trail does not get any closer, so if you want to use it, now is a good time. Come back here when you want to continue the trail. We are pretty close to halfway through the Blue Trail now. Have you been enjoying yourself so far? You know, there are plenty more trails to walk on. For example, the Yellow Trail takes you through the hills. My personal favorite, the one me and Pirjo take when we want a long walk with Holly, is the Red Trail. It's a bit of a trek, but it goes down through the archipelago. Pirjo is an oceanologist, so we can mix business with pleasure and bring our binoculars for some bird watching. We have many different species of birds that visit us. I don't remember the names of the birds in English. We have the metsähanhi and the tukkasotka. And oh yes, this one I know. We have the goldeneye, which I remember because Pierce Brosnan. He's good James Bond. And maybe you know, birds can't keep secrets, so if you listen, you can usually hear them long before you see them. When I want to get really close to them, I usually use a bolt blind. We have them available in the shop if you want to use one. Talking about birds reminds me of a song me and Pirjo made together a few days ago. We recorded the call of some birds and made this. It's very short, but I think it turned out funny. Let me put it on. Good, right? Pirjo is very talented. You know, west of here is a lookout tower, and northwest of that there is an outpost. It's a bit of a walk, but you can visit them now if you want. Or we can just continue on the blue trail. You know, this country has a history of high accuracy riflemen. And I believe it is important that a hunter is a few things. Firstly, somebody that respects and understands the tick and talk of nature and our place in it. Secondly, somebody that gives as much as he takes in life. And thirdly, a good shot. You know, nature doesn't really mind suffering, but we don't need to add to it. I've set up a few targets for you to test your aim. Go to the rock circle to start. Let's start with an easy 150 meters. You can use whatever weapon and scope you want. Kiva! Go to the next rock circle. Not a lot to say about this distance. 200 meters or 219 yards. You'll probably take most of your game at this distance. If you're not zeroing your scope, remember to compensate for the drop by shooting slightly above the target. Hyvä! Here we go, 250 meters. Somewhere around here is where wheat is separated from the chaff.